Can blacks do better? Can blacks be better? Should we even be asking black people to even try to be better? Should we have them trying to lift themselves by their bootstraps and be prosperous community and be competitive? Should we be asking black people to strive for something more than just what's on TV? Should we? You'll be the judge. Let's break this news. Leave it to liberals to have a problem with a fellow libtard calling for more accountability and responsibility among the black community. Such is the case of former President Barack Obama attempting to inspire black youth to be more than just the stereotype. Now, don't get me wrong. I have my own qualms with the Obamas, which is why I didn't vote the second time around. But being truly objective is acknowledging when someone you disagree with does, in fact, get something right. It's a sign of maturity. It's real progressive, and it's not this BS culture that crucifies you for disagreeing with mainstream group thought. Now, take Ron DeSantis, for example. I didn't vote for him. I was staunchly opposed to him winning the governor's seat, and I'm still against him. Andrew Gillum all the way. But since he has been in office, I can't admit that there are some good things that DeSantis is doing that I didn't expect. For example, he opened the door to the termination of the Common Core education system. Complete trash. I complained about it for years. Rick Scott did nothing to end it. DeSantis, he did. So kudos, but I'm still not a loyalist for him. I still disagree with him on many subjects and still feel he represents the opposite of my core values. He is more harm than good in my eyes. But the same can also be said for Obama. Some of you can say the same for Obama. There's been a lot of talk about how Obama didn't do jack squat for black people. Others would argue that he gave us Obamacare, to which I would say he gave all Americans Obamacare. And if you didn't have insurance or you didn't have it, you paid a penalty for all Americans to have insurance. He didn't call out police during tumultuous period of violence. He pointed the finger at the black community. He, pound for pound, did nothing to extend the privileges or rights of black people in this country. Now, LGBT rights have snowballed and become federally mandated. Transgender bathroom use was normalized with biological females using men's rooms and vice versa. He narrowed the gap between women's pay and men's pay. He loosened the grips of immigration, which affected many migrants. He made sure the agendas that he championed just so happened to be inclusive enough to include blacks, but not specifically were targeted for black people. Now, all that and more, but for Negroes, it was too much to ask of him to go out on a limb for the melanated people. As a black man in this country, you damn right I have every right to feel slighted by how little Obama changed the dynamics of living black in America. I can carry that chip on my shoulder and still be cognizant of something good that he is doing. Various reports are stating that former U.S. President Barack Obama delivered a message of self-confidence to black youth, ignore twerking, and don't chase wealth. Speaking in Oakland, California at an event to mark the 5th anniversary of the My Brother's Keeper Alliance, an organization that strives to close opportunity gaps facing young minority men, Obama and Curry shared details of the challenges they faced while growing up. And this is what Obama said.
If you are really confident about your financial situation, you probably are not going to be wearing an 8-pound chain around your neck. Because you know, oh, I got bank. I don't have to show you how much I got. I feel good. If you are very confident about your sexuality, you don't have to have 8 women around you twerking. I mean, why are you all like, you seem stressed that you got to be acting that way, because I've got one woman who I'm very happy with, right? So, and she's a strong woman. So, I think part of the challenge we have is that because oftentimes racism historically in the society sends a message that you are less than and weak, we feel like we've got to compensate by exaggerating certain stereotypical ways that men are supposed to act. And that's a trap that we fall into, that we have to pull out of. If you're confident about your strength, you don't need to to show me by you putting somebody else down. Show me how strong you are that you can lift somebody else up and treat somebody well and be respectful and lead in that fashion.
We live in a culture where our worth is measured by how much money we have and how famous we are. I will tell you at the end of the day, the thing that will give you confidence is not that. I know a lot of rich people that are all messed up. Hint, hint, Robert Kraft. Now, the former president also continued, if you're really confident about your financial situation, you're probably not going to be wearing an 8-pound chain around your neck. If you're very confident about your sexuality, you are not going to have 8 women around you twerking. Now, look here. A bunch of crab in a barrel liberals took his remarks not as trying to lift up the youth and push them to do something better, but rather picking on them for dreaming of emulating their hip-hop idols. How dare arguably the first black man to be president of the United States challenge black youth to be more than what is socially engineered as a stereotype? How dare he challenge them to do and be better? The nerve of this Negro we let into the White House to carry on our agenda. But my problem technically isn't even with these liberals that are dragging them. My problem is with the field Negroes being offended over what Obama's telling them that there's more than what they're killing themselves in the streets for. This does strike me as a Cosby's job at poor black men with aspirations of attaining wealth, wrote filmmaker and activist Bree Newsom. He referenced the disgraced entertainer Bill Cosby's 2004 call for young black men to pull their pants up and fix their communities. Now, how delusional we must be to think we can ask our young black men to emulate the success of the more prosperous communities. Where do we get off telling them that they can and do more? Who are we to tell them their present isn't good enough? Leave the dark in the dark, right? No, these coons are right. Blacks don't need a moral or ethical compass. We should just accept our role and play it out. Ignorance can kill. What matters is whose ignorance is doing the killing. I'm your host, Hassan Labdouni. This has been an installment of TLE TV, the Lyrical Elitist TLE News. Have a great day.